Okay, so get this. JetBrains, the company behind IntelliJ, PyCharm, all those amazing IDEs, they just dropped something huge. And I mean huge. It could completely change how we write software. It's called Junie, and let me tell you, this is not just another AI assistant. We're talking about an autonomous coding agent that can write, test, and even verify code, all by itself.
I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. You open your IDE, you describe what you want in plain English, you go grab a coffee, and when you come back, the code is just done. That's the dream, right? No more endless debugging cycles, no more mind-numbing refactoring, no more late-night testing marathons. This isn't some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. This is the future JetBrains is building, like right now.
So let's break this down. What really sets Junie apart from all the AI tools we're already using? Well, it's not just about suggesting the next line of code. Nope. Junie is designed to be a true AI developer, working right alongside you inside your IDE.
Yeah, that term autonomous agent is the key here. See, most AI assistants we use today, they're pretty passive. They just suggest stuff. But Junie is different. It perceives your entire project. It reasons about what needs to be done, and then it acts on it, writing code, running tests, making sure it works. It's a complete end-to-end workflow.
Honestly, the best way to think about it is like having a junior developer on your team, but one that never gets tired, never complains, and always tests their work before submitting a pull request. You don't tell it what to type line by line. You give it a task, a whole task, like fix this bug or implement this feature, and Junie just takes it from there. Planning, coding, verifying, the whole shebang.
Okay, so how does Junie actually, think? It's not magic, even though it feels like it. It's a really well-defined, structured process. It follows this 4-step pipeline that honestly looks a lot like how a human developer would tackle a coding problem. So here's the breakdown. First, step 1. Understand. Junie scans your entire project to get the full context, the structure, the dependencies, everything. Then, step 2, plan. It generates a detailed, step-by-step plan for you to look at. If you give it the thumbs up, it moves to step 3, code. This is where it gets to work, editing files, running tests. It can even use the terminal. And finally, the most important part, step 4, verify. Junie runs all the checks and inspections to make absolutely sure everything works as it should. It's a fully automated development cycle, right in your IDE.
All right, so you're probably wondering, how does this stack up against something like GitHub Copilot? It's a fair question. And the key difference really comes down to a fundamental shift from being reactive to being proactive.
And this is the crucial distinction right here. Tools like GitHub Copilot are amazing, don't get me wrong, but they're mostly reactive. They suggest the next line or block of code based on what you just typed. Junie, on the other hand, is proactive. You give it a high-level goal, and it plans and executes the entire task, often across multiple files. And, this is the kicker, it runs your tests to prove that the job is actually done and done right. So what's Junie's secret weapon? It's the fact that it's built natively into the JetBrains IDE. It's not just a plugin, it's part of the furniture. This gives it an incredibly deep understanding of your whole project. The structure, the dependencies, it even knows about potential code smells. This rich, deep context is the secret sauce. It's what allows Junie to make these really intelligent, project-aware changes that go way beyond what a simple code completion tool could ever do.
Okay, this all sounds incredible in theory, right? But what about in the real world? How does Junie actually perform? Well, JetBrains has put it to the test, and the results are pretty impressive.
Check this out. On the Swedish verified benchmark, and this is a really tough benchmark with real-world software tasks taken from actual GitHub issues, Junie autonomously solved over 53% of the problems. I mean, 53.6%. That is a massive leap forward for AI coding tools.
Now, of course, let's be real. It's not perfect yet. The deep IDE integration and the test-driven automation, those are huge wins, for sure. But on the flip side, it needs a cloud connection, so there's no working offline. It can sometimes get confused by really complex or vaguely worded goals. And its Brave mode, which lets it run terminal commands, well, that can be a little risky if you're not paying close attention. So, there are trade-offs.
But even with these limitations, the direction here is crystal clear. Junie represents a fundamental shift in what an IDE is. It's changing it from just a passive tool where you type code into an active collaborator in the whole development process. And this right here might be the most important takeaway of all.
Look, the goal of a tool like Junie isn't to replace developers. It's here to upgrade you. It's here to handle all that grunt work, the boilerplate code, the repetitive refactoring, setting up the initial tests, so that you can focus on the hard stuff, the stuff that matters, the high-level architecture, the complex logic, the creative problem solving. It's an upgrade for your entire workflow.
So that really leaves us with one final fascinating question to chew on. If you could hand off a huge chunk of the implementation details to an AI partner, what would you build? What bigger, more ambitious problems would you finally have the time to solve? The age of the AI-powered developer is here, and honestly, it's going to be so exciting to see what happens next.